Right, indeed, you're just right on time. If you're joining us here on KUTV Primetime News, of course, it is the 5th day of April, the year 2023. Good evening. Indeed, we have much and more lined up for you. But first, here is what is coming up.
Tonight, President William Ruto wraps up his 2-day visit to Rwanda. You have a role to play. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua urged judiciary to aid in combating climate change. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya want action taken against police officers who attacked them during demonstrations. Also tonight, one teacher loses her life while 8 pupils nurses injuries in an accident involving 2 buses in Kirinyaga County.
I'm not alone. I'm in the company of SAMMY, OKELLO as our sign language interpreter tonight. Of course, I'm your captain, AUMA Evans. Remember, you can follow this broadcast on all of our social media platforms, Facebook on KUTV Kenya, Twitter at KUTV_Kenya, at AU_012. Remember the hashtag to use, Primetime News. Now, President William Ruto has wrapped up his 2-day trip to Rwanda by meeting Kenyans living there. The president urged Kenyans living in diaspora to invest in the Boma Yangu initiative through the government in order to own affordable houses. He also called upon them to be good ambassadors for the country. Joseph Case with more details.
President William Ruto has today ended his 2-day trip to Rwanda by meeting Kenyans living in the country, where he explained to them the Kenyan government development agenda, especially in the affordable housing project, where he called upon them to invest in affordable housing units through the government's Boma Yangu initiative.
I will be launching maybe in the next 2 weeks or so a new Boma Yangu initiative where from wherever you are now, you can buy our low-cost housing units, even from here. And you can buy our affordable, affordable housing units from wherever.
The president has also assured Kenyans living abroad that the government has allowed foreign investors to invest in the country in order to create employment opportunities for the jobless citizens and also to position Kenya as a manufacturing hub.
Beyond what we can raise, what we can do with our taxes, beyond what we can do with money that we borrow, we must also position ourselves so that with the private sector, we can bring in foreign direct investment. That way, we can use private sector money to grow our industries. We can use private sector money to position companies that bring value to our country.
Ruto has urged Kenyans living in the diaspora to act as good ambassadors for their country in order to strengthen bilateral and multilateral ties.
We need you guys in the diaspora to continue to be good ambassadors for Kenya, so that everybody, anywhere in the world, can know that if this gentleman or this lady comes from Kenya, and we can see her work is outstanding, Kenya must be a place that I can invest in.
We care about you. And the reforms that we have undertaken and everything we're doing is to make your life easier. We want to make our embassies friendlier. We want to make our embassies a point you can go to and get all your problems solved, so that when you're out of the country, you know you're not alone.
The president Adalia accompanied his Rwandan colleague, President Paul Kagame, to supervise development projects where they visited Rwanda Institute for Conservation Agriculture in Bugesera district. Joseph Kess, KUTV.
Elsewhere, the third regional symposium on greening judiciaries in Africa has come to an end after a 3-day consultative meeting involving African Chief Justices to pursue joint approach on climate change. According to Chief Justice Martha Koome, the symposium is a step towards strengthening the judiciary in the wake of devastating impact of climate change in Africa.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has presided over the conclusion of the third regional symposium on greening judiciaries in Africa. The event, which was started on the 3rd of April, brought together African Chief Justices to converse on the approaches that the judicial system should take to combat climate change.
As the coordinator of the Committee of African Heads of State and Government on Climate Change, President William Ruto will convene a continental summit focusing on climate action in 2024.
According to the DP, the symposium was a platform to share experiences that will contribute to countering of climate change in Africa and beyond. Gachagua also stated that judiciary should issue president's judgment to polluters of the environment.
In implementation of the climate composition model, we count on the judiciary to issue precedent-setting judgments. Such judgments will also inform new laws or reviews thereof for the benefit of the people.
The second in command pleaded with the judiciary to ensure that laws implemented are adhered to, asking the judiciary to ensure that countries that pollute the environment compensate the ones affected by the effects.
As recognized in the Johannesburg Principles on the role of law and sustainable development, the judiciary should be informed on the rapidly expanding boundaries of environmental law. They must also be aware of their role and responsibilities in promoting the implementation, development, and enforcement of laws.
Chief Justice Martha Koome, on her part, called on her judicial counterparts to ensure that the judicial system is on the forefront in protecting climate change as it develops guidance to protect the same, affirming that Kenya is working with developing partners to assess the situation at hand.
This is a call to action by us, Chief Justices and ends of delegations, accepting the enormous responsibility that we have been given by our people to protect and promote our environment.
The 3-day event has given an upper hand to the judicial system in leading the race on combating climate change in Africa. The judiciary is therefore tasked with the role of ensuring environmental stewardship, justice, and sustainability for Africa as a continent. Edward Nyamu, KUTV, Nairobi.
Right, from climate change action to Azimio demands. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader, through his lawyer Jackson Awele, has formally filed a complaint at Kware police station in Embakasi constituency following the alleged attempt on his life, saying police officers persistently shot his car 10 times during the Azimio protest held on Thursday last week.
According to a letter presented by Opposition Chief Raila Odinga, lawyer Jackson Awele, to the officer commanding Kware police station, notes that, and I quote, "In the course of our client's procession towards Outer Ring Road, our client encountered a contingent of armed police officers stationed at the very direction that peaceful demonstration was parading towards. By their presence at the said location at the material time, it was clear that they knew or ought to have known our client and other demonstrators at large and every intention of parading along the said area, and ought to therefore have provided or facilitated their safe passage and ensure an order as by law required. Instead, the said police officers, maliciously and with clear intention, violently disrupting the peaceful demonstration, indiscriminately lobbed tear gas canisters, fired live ammunition, and sprayed pink dyed water at our client's convoy, thereby provoking mayhem and violent reaction from demonstrators." End of quote. During the commotion, the complaints reads on that police officers approached our client's vehicle and persistently fired approximately 10 rounds of ammunition at it. The lawyer further adds that the Azimio team, with the help of the public, have identified 2 police officers, namely Corporal Silas Kemboi, service number 88011, and Constable Isaac Dirango, service number 226944, whom they hold culpable of the offenses they have complained of. Raila complaints comes just after another report from an independent probe showing a video of an officer who was captured on camera braking a media vehicle before lobbing tear gas canisters. James Mureki Mwenda, KUTV.
Alright, thanks James for that story. Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage Cabinet Secretary Penina Malonza attended Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center East Africa at Kenyatta University as guest chief speaker today, with the aim of interacting with tourism industry stakeholders in the process of creating an enabling environment, resilience and crisis management plan to sustain and improve tourism in the country.
Kenyatta University held a Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management East Africa today, with the guest speaker being Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage Cabinet Secretary Penina Malonza. Malonza has insisted the need for creation of long-lasting solutions towards crisis management and pandemics in order to stabilize tourism sector in Kenya.
I wish we can begin thinking about permanent solutions as we ask ourselves, for how long is Kenya going to cry? For how long is Africa going to cry because of the common disasters that are very cyclonic in nature?
Malonza has said the tourism industry was greatly affected by COVID-19 pandemic, which was reported in the country in 2020, leading to restriction of movement, which hindered tourists from coming into the country. She has, however, highlighted the improvement the industry has made, regardless of the pandemic, at the same time thanking Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management, based at Kenyatta University, for their contribution towards providing ideal solutions during the pandemic.
I'm proud to note that the Global Tourism Resilience and Management and the Crisis Management Center East Africa, based at Kenyatta University, participated in formulating some of these strategies after 2020. We appreciate the research policy documents developed by the center since its inception, such as the impact of COVID-19 on tourism sector.
National Museum Kenya representatives explained how the industry has benefited from using digital technology in their operations, citing out its benefits in keeping data while influencing tourism industry to embrace use of technology to ease information access by interested people and enable understanding of various tourist sites in the country.
Digitalization become a key thing in our business as an institution. We began to digitize our collections. We also began to go more virtual. And in fact, when Dr. Munyeri came to us, we thought that was a wonderful time for us to begin working together to digitize our collections, to begin to develop virtual museums, and also begin to engage our different stakeholders across the country, but also outside the country.
Tourism associations, partners and stakeholders are looking forward to inclusivity actions which shall diversify tourism, prognosticating future occurrences and their control measures to sustain and in particular improve tourism industry in Kenya and East Africa in general. Mutunga Joseph, KUTV, Nairobi.
Right, thank you Mtunga for that comprehensive report. And of course that brings us to first break here on KUTV Primetime News, because we have much and more to follow after this short break. Stay tuned.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
Kurunzi ya kilimo huimarisha afya na uchumi endelevu katika jamii. Ni msingi mkubwa wa kipindi Boresha Kilimo. Kipindi hiki kinajikita katika teknolojia ya kisasa, utafiti na ushirikishaji wa wadau wa kilimo kuonyesha shughuli mbalimbali shambani. Kwa suluhu ya utoshelevu wa chakula, tazama Boresha Kilimo.
Alright, welcome back, and we are glad you're still with us. Now let's move on. A school teacher is dead following a bus accident that occurred this morning along the Kagio-Baricho Road in Dia, Kirinyaga County. The accident, which involved two school buses from Kutus Municipality Primary School in Mwea and Trinity Academy in Dia, has left 8 pupils and a school manager hospitalized after sustaining serious injuries. According to eyewitness, the driver of one of the buses lost control while overtaking another bus that had stopped to pick a pupil. Now, Kilifi County is set to have several mobile court as enhancement to aid in judicial process. This is one of the resolutions in this year's Court Users Committee meeting held at Silver Palm Hotel in Kilifi Town. Participants in the meeting, headed by Malindi resident Judge Stephen Githinji, said that there was need to have mobile courts, especially in rural areas, so that the administration of justice can be eased. Kilifi Deputy Governor Flora Chibule also attended the meeting. As one of its members said, many cases like defilement and other sexually and gender-based cases have not seen justice because of several challenges, like transportation of victims to Kilifi for the hearing of their cases from far-flung areas.
Some of the issues we have really discussed is about the relationship of Disco Matanga and defilement cases. Statistics will be done to find out whether there is a correlation and whether Disco Matangas are really contributing to the high cases of defilement in our courts.
We have so many issues in Kilifi County ambazo we really need them addressed. Mengi ambayo yamejichipuza yenyewe ni zile mimba za mapema na vile hawa perpetrators wataweza kuwa dealt with, lakini tumeona sheria imeweza kuwa favor zaidi kwa sababu wengi wa wale perpetrators ni incest. Kwa hivyo ni jamii ya wale wasichana waathiriwa.
Now, plans to construct aggregation and industrial park across all 47 counties at a cost of 500 million each are at an advanced stage, with the first phase expected to commence in July. Trade and Industrialization Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria said that the national government will put in half of the amount, with the devolved unit expected to cater for the other half.
Trade and Industrialization Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria has highlighted that the construction of aggregation and industrial parks across the country will be done in 2 phases, with the aim of boosting the agriculture production by adding value to farm produce before sale locally.
We are going to do in 2 phases. So mwaka ya kwanza tunachukua 25 counties. Na mwaka ya pili 24 the other counties. So sisi kama serikali tunatoa 250 million shillings in every county. ya kujenga hiyo industry park.
Meanwhile, the CS said he will send a proposal to the National Assembly to remove the ban on the exportation of raw macadamia that has occasioned a dip in prices to 20 shillings a kilogram, down from 150 shillings 1 year ago.
I am sending to Parliament a proposal to remove this ban on export of raw macadamia. So that maneno ya 15 shillings and 20 shillings iishe. Why should I, if I have no alternative, why should I stop someone from China from buying the macadamia?
Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Richard Ngatia urged the government to support entrepreneurs in Kenya with regulatory frameworks and policies that will support the business environment in the country to enable Kenya compete with other countries in Africa.
I have seen competition, and we must be very deliberate, Your Excellency. Support us on regulatory frameworks, policies that will support the business environment, policies that will support the tax regime, not to be harsh to these business people here.
The trade CS has assured that the government will go out of its way to protect local industries and traders from unfair competition by imposing taxes on imports that are produced locally, saying this was the only way to ensure local manufacturers are able to survive. Yvonne Kemuma, KU TV.
Now, the government is seeking to increase agricultural production in country by addressing the cost of farming inputs such as fertilizers, pesticides, seeds, and animal feeds, and access their quality. To further enhance national food security, the government is also revitalizing agricultural cooperatives in dairy, coffee, cotton, tea, and maize flour, among others.
Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Mr. Simon Chelugui, says that a multi-agency team has been established to assist in the distribution of subsidized fertilizers to farmers in the long rain planting season.
MSME needs the skills and management competence to operate in the current business environment and increase their impact on local communities. The YARA program in Kenya aligns with the government vision to boost the youth and women-led enterprises.
According to Chelugui, Kenya's dependence on imported food is unacceptable when the country has the capacity to produce more food for local consumption and export markets.
The multi-agency team has already identified 21 counties to benefit from this fertilizer subsidy program. We believe production will bring down the cost of living by increasing farmers' earnings per acre.
So that we build that transformation in the rural areas. We want jobs to be there. We want the farmers to be part of that transformation that the government wants to be food secure. And it's our commitment that through our knowledge, we will provide across knowledge through various crops.
The government is indeed at the forefront of empowering farmers in the country. Joy Maina, KU TV, Nairobi.
Now it's time for sporty action. The planned Harambee Starlets and Albania friendly has been cancelled due to what Football Kenya Federation cited as logistical challenges. FKF said the friendly schedule for April 11th in Tirana has been cancelled due to inability of Starlets making it to the Tirana on time. Following the cancellation, the Starlets search for action after lifting of the ban by the football governing body FIFA continue, with the federation expected to announce the next friendly opponent. Now, still Motors football. The Football Kenya Federation Premier League, which was in action today with 9 matches on card, that saw Kariobangi Sharks kick off their action at the Police Sacco Stadium by defeating Bidco United 2-1, with Moses Shikanda and Paul Odhiambo scoring for Sharks. Elsewhere, the Tusker FC beat FC Leopard by a solitary goal courtesy of Stewart Omondi to inch closer to Premier League leaders Gor Mahia, whose match ended in a goalless draw against Sofapaka.
Hapa
It was tight match as we expected. As I told you the other day, we expected a tough match, and we saw it. But we planned so well, very well. And the players, also the player code, the way we have been training. FC is a strong team. They have good players. It's a tactical side. But we matched them throughout all departments. We control all over the game. And it happened that we got a 1-0. That's good. We wanted to win so that also we can move forward with the league.
I think people saw a good game. We played well, especially in second half. We had some more opportunities, and we have been killed at the last minute because defensively we were not enough aggressive. It's football. It's football with all the injuries and the suspended. I guess, and I feel that we made a very good game against the second of the league.
Alright, that's a wrap. Many thanks for tuning in. My name is AUMA Evans. SAMMY OKELLO has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Of course, see you tomorrow by the grace of God. Same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.